Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel in Final Fantasy XIV. So last time we got interrupted by maintenance. They were doing some hot fixes for the current patch. So we were right in the middle of completing the 3 city-states dance emote quests. So the last one we have to do is Limsa Lominsa. So we're going to do that now. It starts with this guy, Dodozan. And we get to learn the step dance. There is a hectic flush of panic on Dodozan's face as he looks wildly around Hawkers at round. Oh dear, my cask of ale is gone, and it had to be the one ordered by someone who doesn't brook tardiness. I would bring the matter to the Maelstrom, or perhaps seek help from the Yellowjackets, but my client would likely frown on involving anyone official. An adventurer such as yourself, though, would be capable of doing a little unofficial investigating. Would you find the stolen ale for me? It was right outside Fisherman's Bottom. Surely someone surely saw something. What's that? You would have the client's name? Oh, none of that. Discretion creates opportunities. Now go to Fisherman's Bottom and make your inquiries before this cold of mine grows worse. The bloody executioners. Was he trying to tell me something? Down this way. Was he trying to tell me the name of the people is the bloody executioners, or he's afraid of them? After a cask? Well, can't rightly say if it's your cask, but there was a big fella coming by recently carrying one. He asked me if I had smoked mackies that would go down nice with ale. Tain't the only thing I know neither. The louse wore black, and you know what that means, the bloody executioners. Are they pirates? Looking for Dodozan's cask of ale, eh? Aye, I'll help you. Dodozan ain't a bad sort for a swiveling trader. There was a topper come asking about the cask, wanted to know if it was ale, the poxy fool. Over there. Small boned sailor. Did I see someone walk off with a cask of ale? Aye. Why, sure, it was during the afternoon offloading. Fella didn't look like a thief, though. Hoisted the cask and walked right on over to Astalicia. Okay, let's see. Well, they're not down here. I don't think there's, yeah, that's just a, is there something down here? Nope. Okay, we're up on deck now. Ah, there they are. There's a whole bunch of people. What are you looking at? This is a dance duel. A dance duel, much more important than anything you got. Much more. Oh my gosh. Also, that just made me think of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel thing. You may be able to scamper up the rigging to the crow's nest, but you can't. Can you get down? Not for a siren street, you great clodhopper. Beggin' pardon, Captain, but there ain't no Mikote alive heavier on her feet than a great Galutin Rogadin such as yourself. Haha, well said, Captain, and well retorted, you bloody Sunseeker. Or was you a Moonkeeper? What other lands they got there? Bah, who even cares, am I right? Who are you, anyway? There is a whole parcel of you afore, but now there's only one. That's a miser's trick, it is. Ugh, nope, nothing worse than a miser. This horse and what was a madrigal, admiral, what was his name? He didn't like no drinking nor dancing. Bad for corals. Corals? Can't be right. Corals, ha! Of course you're right there, lassie. Should never doubt meself. Anyway, this madrigal, I'll call him Magical Pinch Fist, passed decrees like they was farts. He decreed no dancing within a hand's reach of spirits. But no madrigal's smarter than a sailing man. We just stopped reaching with our hands altogether. Ha! We inventated step dancing. That showed Magical Pinch Fist and his corals. Oh my gosh, this is really hard to read, but it's also really funny. Haha, aye, that's right, lassie. Gets me all fired up, too. Makes you think, like, oh, I know, you want to dance. All this time, I just thought you was being churlish, but... Oh my gosh. No, I insist. Dance first, talk later. That's the way of it. I look frustrated. Why, you cagey sea fox, dancing like sailing folk you do. Could swear there was 3 of you, or was I just... Never mind. You're practically a sister now. You ask me anything. A cask of Dodozon's ale. Carried it off from Fisherman's Bottom me very own self, I did. Heads to me, matter of fact. We'd already drunk all we had aboard. Of course, Dodozon's getting paid for it someday. Don't make a difference if he frets a night or two. Heh. Why, you reprobate Whoreson. That's the tale of the cask you lugged in? Oops. Blackguard, you dare call yourself a bloody executioner, all hugger-mugger about what belongs to who? Dodozan has the cods not to meowl about the colors we wear, and you play him for a fool? I'm sorry, Captain. Wasn't thinking it through. Gots to fix that, I do. It's what they call a coral failing. Adventurer, I beg pardon for my man. I swear Limelin mistook him for an oyster and gave him grit for brains when she made him. Since you're already here, how about you square our account with Dodozan and take this payment to him? We'd be much obliged. You danced with us and all, so I'm trusting the gill won't inspire any moral failings in ye. That's some long keel on the Alistia, if you take my meaning. Everybody's like, oops. And now we get to go pay. I wonder if it'll let me jump down here. Yay! Okay. I didn't have to go back through the ship. Running. There you are, and not a moment too soon. Did you find my ale? Huh. Well, that's the price I was to receive, but where did you get it? Oh, from the from the clients themselves? I see, yes. There was always some blustery young fellow like that. Hasn't earned his swallows or stars yet, I'll wager. Cods, you say? Captain Monskate is kind to say so, I'm sure, but I hail from Ul'dah. We trade with anyone if they got gil to pay. Pirates, princes, they're all the same to me. And if I know these particular pirates, and I do, they'll be wanting another cascoon to drink away this little fracas. Many thanks, adventurer. And now we got our last dance. Awesome. Okie dokie. Let's see. Now what do we want to do? We could continue on with story, or we could pick up a few other side quests. I mean, there's all of these other jobs that we could pick up. I know that at some point I will be wanting to pick up, they're up here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. The blacksmith and armorer, and probably goldsmith from Ul'dah, because those will be, if you look on this little pop-up over there to the right, under crafting and repairs, it says the repair level, and it'll tell you which crafter can repair the gear. And since we'll be playing a tank most of the time, most of the gear is going to be armor. This is Weaver, but because it'll be so rare that we get anything that would require Weaver, we might not level that right away, but we probably will work on it eventually. But yeah, and then all the accessories is mostly going to be goldsmith. Occasionally you'll have leatherworker, but the three that I definitely want to work on leveling up is blacksmith for the weapons, armor for most of the gear, and goldsmith for most of the accessories. So we're definitely going to have to work on that at some point, but I don't know if I want to start it right now. I suppose I could just go grab the quests and start that, and maybe, like I was saying before, I think the only parts that I'm going to show of the crafting stuff on camera, because it can get kind of boring and tedious, I might do it on like a stream or something. Anyway, the only thing I think I'm going to really show is the quests that you do, and maybe some of the beginning stuff, or like difficult things. I don't know. We'll see. So Aft Castle, and I'm going to also want to pick up Miner, and most likely the other two Gatherers as well, because those save you a lot of money if you have them, because otherwise you're going to be buying all of your materials that you need to use to craft everything for your crafting classes, and that gets very expensive over time. Okay, and they have both the armor and the blacksmith right next to each other, which is really nice. Sound a hammer and bring you in from the street, did it, lass? It's well that you find the den inviting, for the Armorers Guild is not the place for quiet reverie. It's the clangor o' metal striking metal, as music to your ears, mayhap you've the spirit of a shipwright. Are you of a mind to join our guild? Take it from me, lass, there's no greater joy than working a shapeless lump of iron into a shining breastplate with your own hands. What say you, then? Well said, lass. Now we should cover a bit of guild history afore forging ahead with the formalities. The armorer's craft is an offshoot of blacksmithing. 'Twas when armorers and smithies were one and the same. But as years tickled by, the techniques for working sheet metal into armor plates became a specialized trade, and the smithies who showed uncommon skill and passion for this trade earned themselves the title of armorer. Now, as you can probably imagine, the skills necessary for making armor are also needed for shipbuilding, but building ships is a bit harder than knocking out simple helms, which led those armorers who were good enough to work on boats to claim the title of shipwright. Of course, it was one thing calling armorers blacksmiths and shipwrights armorers, but it was quite another calling shipwrights blacksmiths, because building a ship and making a hatchet couldn't be more different. It seemed as though a line needed drawn, and seeing as how Limsa was built on strength of her navy, you can imagine why the armorers chose to cut their ties with the Smithies and establish a guild of their own. As for the Smithies, well, the whole notion of an independent armorers guild never did sit well with them, and there's been a fair old rivalry between our two factions ever since, always trying to outdo each other we are. Which is why we're ever on the lookout for new talent to help us keep the Smithy bastards in their place. All you need to do is impress the Forge Master and we can start you on your training. Be warned, Forge Master Hananza's tongue could strip off the scales of a fishback at 40 paces. Saying that, you won't find a fairer mistress this side of the Strait of Merlthor. Let me know when you've mustered the courage to speak with her, and I'll see to the rest. Your mind is made up? You're ready to throw in your lot with us armorers? Sure. Guanaco wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Armorers Guild. And then it is time you made yourself known to the Forge Master. There's no empty title, by the way. Hananza is a renowned shipwright and one of the finest crafters in Limsa Lominsa. Head outside and you'll find her blistering the skins of our newest initiates. Another aspiring armorer, are you? Welcome. I am Hananza, Forge Master of this guild. I take it Guanaco has explained to you the history and nature of our craft? Good. I have little to add on that front, save this: the life of an armorer is not an easy one. Day after day you will pit flesh and blood against iron and flame, and without a passion for the forge you will fail. Be passionate, but passion alone will not make an armorer out of you. To truly master this craft you must possess a will as unyielding as the metals you work. Knowing what lies before you, have you the fortitude to persevere? Yes. Ha! I see you have no fear of hard work. That is well. Consider your request to join the guild approved. But if you ever give me aught less than your best, you will be out the door before you realize my boot has connected with your backside. Are we clear on that? Good. Now that we understand each other, let us begin with the basics. What is your name? Lien? Very well, Lien. This tool is called a doming hammer. Here, grip it firmly. Note its weight. Let me know when you feel comfortable with it in your hand, and I'll tell you if you're holding it properly. And all we gotta do is equip this. And we're gonna put on... Let's see... We'll wear the Wild Rose gear set, just 'cause. And we need to go to the gear set list and add a new one with the little plus button there. There we go. So that one is registered. I'm going to set it to the hotbar. On page 6, we'll put it over there. There we go. Okay, let's talk to this person again. Forge Master Hananza wishes to see what you can make of your new doming hammer. Ah yes, if I didn't know better, I'd think you were an armorer, Lien. Of course, I do know better. Until you craft something with that hammer of yours, you'll look like a babe with a rattle to me, and I've no intention of mothering you. Make no mistake, I mean to shape you into an artisan, however hard I have to pound. Save your sweat for the forge, lass. I don't expect you to fashion full suits of plate on your first day. Just pay close attention to my instructions, be diligent in your work, and the skill will come in due time. Now let's be about your first lesson, shall we? I want you to take your hammer and make me a bronze ingot. A mundane task I grant you, but one which every armorer must master. Bronze, you see, is the most basic material of the craft, and bronze ingots are its building blocks. 'Tis not the strongest of alloys, of course, but it is that very quality that makes bronze so easy to shape, and the metal of choice for a novice armorer. To forge your ingot, you'll need to procure 2 chunks of copper ore, a chunk of tin ore, and an ice shard. The ore can be purchased from Somervib here at the guild. The ice shard you'll have to find on your own. Well, are you waiting for me to swing your arm for you, or mayhap you would have me swing my boot? So we have to use 2 chunks of copper, a chunk of tin, and an ice shard to begin the crafting process. Select logs from the main menu, followed by crafting log. They said 2 chunks of copper and 1 chunk of tin. I already had a chunk of tin. Oh well. And then we've got one skill called Basic Synthesis. And when we click that, it increases the progress, but it also decreases the durability of the object that we're crafting. And there's our first item, and it automatically leveled us up to 3. How did... Wow. That gave us enough experience that we leveled from 2 to 3 in one craft. What the heck? That earring... Whew! That was intense. I forgot that also works on crafting classes. Where's that bronze ingot I asked for? If you can't find the ore yourself, try speaking with Somervib here at the guild. Completed your first task, have you? Well then, let's have a look at this ingot. So this is the sort of quality I can expect from you, is it? For a novice armorer, this is excellent work. Excellent. Well done, Lian. The key to making good bronze is judging the ratio of copper to tin. With too much tin, the alloy becomes harder but also more brittle, not the sort of material you want protecting your vital organs. Lest you forget, quality is a matter of life and death in our craft. That is why we teach our initiates the ideal metallurgic composition of every item we forge. Not that all are quick to learn. There are some who seem destined to produce mediocre results, however painstakingly the processes are explained. Thank the builder you are not one of them. I am pleased to say your ingot would fetch a decent price in the markets, but do not let this first success make you complacent. A single bad helm will lose you more trust than 100 good ones will win, because bad armor means dead men. It is not enough that your work be good, it must needs be consistently good. And achieving that consistency requires discipline and long hours of crafting the same item over and over again and again. For you, this means a mountain of bronze ingots in your dreams, bronze ingots until the process is so ingrained that you wake up and find that your pillow is an ingot you made in your sleep. When you feel you have learned all you can from forging bronze ingots, seek me out and I will find you something else to craft. May the builder guide you your hand, Lian. The next armor quest will be available upon reaching level 5. And we get some shards, some copper ore, and our first crafting clothing. Good chest piece. I'm going to put that on. Oops. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. And then we're going to go get this one. Unless you're blind and deaf, I presume you've wandered into our forge of your own accord, drawn by the siren song of our smithy's hammers, no doubt. In these here hallowed halls, Limsa's finest pound metal into all manner of tools of weapons. And when I say Limsa's, I mean the whole bloody realms. Make no mistake, you need more than a big arm to join our ranks. But if you got iron in your veins and the builder's blessing, speak up. Heh, well, you're not short on confidence. But do you truly know what you're getting yourself into here, lass? Ours is a trade born of blood and brine. For as long as pirates have sailed the Brotano, smithies have forged their weapons and fitted out their ships from keel to cannon. Of course, till sea swallows all ain't just an idle saying. Brine'll eat through even the stoutest iron given time, and our forebears long struggled to forge more rust-resistant alloys. Lucky for us, the smithies of Eld were a determined bunch, and clever too. So when they learned that the kobolds knew something of advanced metallurgy, the smithies set out to make it their own. Thanks to the kobolds' wisdom, which they generously gifted us with only the merest hint of privately prompting, Leminson Smithin came on leaps and bounds. 'Twasn't long before the Gredanians and Old Don started eyeing our knowledge like we did the kobolds, though, and so some 150-odd years ago, two particularly forward-thinking men named Thor Naldic and Bryce Vimelli had the bright idea of establishing a respectable business. Being fair-minded fellows, they'd sell their wares to anyone who had the coin, pirates and foreigners included. And when folks weren't inclined to pay, they made sure to remind them that we hadn't completely forsaken our pirate ways. Times have changed, though, and we're a wee bit more willing to share our wisdom these days. The company's been running the blacksmiths and armorers guilds for years now, welcoming any soul with the necessary talent and will to work. And whether you've got enough of either, well, that's for the Forge Master to decide. Speak to me when you're ready to present yourself to him. So what'll it be? What, reckon you've got what it takes to train with the best goddamn blacksmith in the realm? Randolph wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Blacksmith Guild. Ha, that's the spirit. If you'd taken any longer to decide, I'd have told you to bugger off no matter what he said. Can't have half-arsed adventurers wasting Forge Master Brithel's precious time, you see. He's got a lot of irons on the fire. That's why me and the other lads make a point of keeping idlers, imbeciles, and the otherwise unqualified from getting in his way. Any road, it's time you went and paid your respects to the man. He's the one over yonder making a face like he's carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. About time Randolph sent me a new recruit. It's been too long. I'm Brithel, Forge Master of the Blacksmith's Guild. If you're aiming to become a smithy worth the name, 'twould be my great pleasure to educate ye on the finer points of the craft. Oh, the rest of these sour-faced bastards will tell you it's hard, grueling work fit only for the best and brightest, but I say put a hammer in the hands of the willing and see what happens. What do you say then, lass? Will you swing a hammer for old Brithil? Yes. Haha, I knew I liked you the moment I set eyes on ye. What did you say your name was again? Lien Lungtian. A name fit for a hero if I ever heard one. In fact, I reckon I did hear it in a bard song once, or was it that poor sod cursing in his cups at the wench? Bah, don't matter if it was saving the world or cuckolding your husband. 'Tis time to forge yourself a new reputation, pound out a new legend, and ye can trust old Brithale to help you do it. But there I go, putting the cart before the chocobo. Here, lass, take this cross-pane hammer. A smithy without a hammer is like me without a drink, bloody useless. Well, don't just stand there groping at her. Take her in your hands, have a few practice swings, whatever you fancy. She's all yours now. What I wouldn't give to be you right now, lass. A smithy never forgets his first hammer. Alright, we're gonna grab that hammer. And what we're wearing is fine, but we do need to add a new gear set for a blacksmith. Forge Master Brithale wishes to see how well you can handle your new hammer. Now that there is a beautiful sight, never forget, a smithy's hammer is her one true love. Friends will betray ye, lovers will leave ye, but your hammer'll never go do you no wrong. I can't say that. God, seeing you standing there reminds me of a lass ale sodden of a less ale-sodden, more lady-shaped version of me younger self. But on your task, we ain't a congregation of soft-handed scholarlies here, smitten learn by doing. Try your hand at making a bronze ingot. Any smithy worth your salt's got to master the fundamentals, and ye can get more fundamental than that. It ain't complicated. Bronze is just copper and tin melted down and mixed together. So you'll be needing, that's it, copper and tin ore. And seeing as most folk don't carry stuff like that around with them without reasons, Midhamer outside can provide you with some for a price, that is. What the lad can't sell you, though, it is the fire shard you'll need. It ain't complicated, but that don't mean it's easy. You need to melt the metals, after all, and to do that, you need to get 'em hotter than a bombard's backside. And that's all there is to it. Think you can handle it, lass? And since we already kind of figured out how to do that, we're just gonna go... We need 2 copper ingots, I think. Or copper ore, because we're out of those 2. And we still have 1 tin ore. So we're gonna hit crafting log, bronze ingot, and basic synthesis. Oh, that one's probably because of the chest piece we're wearing. It synthesized it in 1 hit instead of 2 like the other one did. And that again also leveled us up to 3. Remember to make a bronze ingot. All you need is copper, tin, and a fire shard. Smidhamer can sell you the ore, but you'll have to find the shard on your own. Of course, I'm telling you this on the assumption that you've still got the job. Still to do the job. If you've done it already, show us your work, for God's sakes. Heh, you're alright, lass. Better than that, even. Sure you ain't done this before? 'Cause honestly, this ain't what you'd expect from a venturer fresh off the street. I think you might be a bleeding natural, lass. It takes just the right balance of metals to produce bronze suitable for weapons and tools, but this ingot you've made me, lass, is on a par with them as our veterans produce. You could take this down to Hawker's Alley and find a buyer in no time. Buyer God's watching over ye, ain't no doubt about it. Heh, you've got talent, lass, but don't let it get to your head. I've seen plenty of folk get drunk on early success only puke their guts up later 'cause they forgot that talent's worth bugger all without hard work and dedication. So I tell you what, keep it simple for now, lass. Practice the fundamentals till you can smelt bronze in your sleep. And when you've gained the kind of confidence as only comes with experience, come back and I'll teach you something new. The next quest is level 5. And we got another chest piece exactly the same as the one we're wearing. So we're gonna just get rid of that. I don't know if it's yeah, I can sell it. I won't worry about it right now though. Alright, so that's those 2. I'll work on that, leveling it up off camera. It's, like I said, I'm gonna just have to spam make stuff. You can also pick up leave quests that help with leveling those, but it's not exactly like super entertaining. So I'll probably just do the quests that you get for it. So like the level 5 one, I'll record that, and the level 10, and so on and so forth. So we'll go back to, oh yeah, I need to put the gear set for blacksmith to the hotbar. We'll put it right there. And then we probably should go ahead and grab goldsmith. The gatherer that's here is Fisher. I don't think we'll need that one. At least not right away. So I'm gonna not get Fisher right now. I'm pretty sure that's the only gatherer here. Yeah. But we definitely want miner and probably botanist. We can get miner from Ul'dah, which is where you can pick up goldsmith things, so I think that I will head up that way. Airship is just up there. So we're gonna head up that way. We go to Ul'dah. And I think the last thing I'm going to grab in this episode is going to be here at Ul'dah, we'll get the what is it called? The gold saucer access. If I have enough time, I might go ahead and head up to Gridania to get the Botanist Guild too, but probably won't. I think it's down on Ruby Road. Pugilist. That's the gold saucer. We need to go up here. Biners Guild. Okay, they do have their own teleport. So we're just gonna head on up this way to get to the Aetheryte. And the goldsmith is just to the left of us. Lynette. Well met, adventurer. You stand with the Miners Guild, the place where seekers of the realm's mineral wealth gather. With pickaxe and sledgehammer, we miners work rock and earth that they might yield us ores, fossils, precious stones, and more. If you have a mind to join our ranks, you will be pleased to know that we are currently recruiting. Great riches await those with strong backs and keen eyes. A decision you will not regret. You have just taken your first step towards striking it rich. To look at the lands around Ul'dah, one would be forgiven for thinking the region barren of opportunity, but beneath the surface, the scene could not be more different. There lie veins of copper, silver, and gold beyond measure. For as long as he has dwelt in Thanland, man has availed himself of these vast deposits, giving rise to a thriving mining trade which forms the foundation of our nation's prosperity. Of course, the mining trade as it is today owes much to an event which took place some century and a half ago, namely the Mad Mithril Rush. Never before had the Sultanate seen such an influx in migrants. Endless throngs came from lands near and far, spurred on by the dream of discovering the mother lode. Alas, a harsh reality awaited them. You see, the vast majority of those poor souls were miners in name alone, and they possessed neither the proper equipment nor the training to realize their dreams. To make matters worse, the mining concerns, who in those days held absolute power, did not scruple to exploit them. Presented with a glut of unskilled labor, they proceeded to fill every tunnel to bursting, and atrocious working conditions soon became the norm. Miners were paid a pittance for back-breaking labor, and saw naught of the riches they unearthed. Pushed to the breaking point, the workers banded together to form the Miners Guild, with the aim of improving conditions while protecting the integrity of the trade. Since then, we have sought to educate folk in correct mining practices, both to prevent accidents and to curb the impact that our trade has upon the environment. I trust you now have a better understanding of what we do. All that is left is to commit your name to our role. When you are ready to do so, pray speak with me again. I shall guide you through the enrollment procedure. So, are you ready to join the Miners Guild? Lynette wishes you to reaffirm your desire to join the Miners Guild. Music to my ears. I, the kind maid with one's pickaxe, strikes gold. You must introduce yourself to Guildmaster Adalberta right away. Her approval is required if you are to be formally admitted to our ranks. In case you're unaware, Adalberta is perhaps the most accomplished of those miners who will who still swing a pickaxe. Her understanding of our trade is unsurpassed, and her flair for prospecting uncanny. Her brain, in short, is a veritable gold mine of knowledge. Much of it is concerning the mining of gold. Haha, jesting apart, you stand to learn a great deal from her. When you are ready, pray present yourself to Adalberta. You will find her down the steps yonder, over by the bar. Well met, adventurer. Adalberta is my name, and I am the master of this guild. I take it you wish to become a miner. Well, our doors are open to all who aren't afraid to work hard and get dirty. Thanks to recent advances in refining techniques, it's now possible to smelt even low-purity ores. I mention this because it's allowed us to reopen a number of mines which were long thought exhausted, prompting trade to flourish. Truth be told, with business as it is at the moment, we can't take on enough new miners. And new folk make better miners than adventurers, you being a hardy lot. Oh, and few folk make better adventurers than adventurers. Whatever. I think I read that wrong anyway. What's more, you're well-traveled, which serves to expand the guild's sphere of activity. Oh, but I'm not suggesting you join solely for our benefit. For your part, you'll acquire skills that will prove to your profit. A mutually beneficial arrangement, I trust you'll agree. So what say you? Will you join us, yes? Then I bid you welcome to the Miners Guild. May your toils never go unrewarded. Now then, here's a pickaxe to get you started. It's not the newest, but it should serve a novice well enough. Go on and take it up, see how it feels in your hands. Speak to me again when you're ready, and I'll assign you a little task to help you get into the swing of things. Equip that. And because this is crafting, we're going to put the wild rose back on. And make this a new gear set. And set this to our hotbar. Put it right there. Adalberta wants to assign you your first task. And then we'll get our gathering chest piece. You look good with a pickaxe, Leanne. Now that you're suitably equipped, your training can commence. A miner learns her craft best in the wilderness with pickaxe in hand. To begin, let's see how you fare with the good old copper ore. Bring me, say, 10 chunks. There are deposits of the stuff throughout Thanalan. I doubt you'll have to go very far outside the city. Seek out some promising locations outside the Gate of the Sultana and Gate of Nald and swing away. The motion may feel awkward at first, but in time it'll become second nature. Miners use pickaxes and other tools to extract the mineral wealth of Eorzea and gather minerals used in crafting. Locations can be mined for resources are known as mineral deposits. To locate mineral deposits, make your way out of the city and then use the miner action known as prospect. It's okay, so we got prospect up. Technically we have the 10 copper ore already because of the reward from a previous quest, but I'm going to go ahead and go grab it anyway after I pick up the Goldsmith Guild because mining it for the first time will get me quite a bit of experience, I think, just like crafting the first time did on both blacksmith and armor. That and also just for the experience of it. And it sounds like I'm going to need to be making a bunch of bronze ingots for those other two classes, so I'm going to need to mine a bunch anyway, because I'm not buying it. Alright, so this is the Goldsmith Guild. And this is Jemime, the guild receptionist. Good day to you, adventurer, and welcome to the Goldsmith Guild. Have you come to observe our artisans at work? Indeed, it is a marvel to watch goldsmiths transform raw metals and uncut gemstones into sparkling rings, earrings, and necklaces, some of which possess magical properties, no less. You know, if you'd like to try your hand at goldsmithing, the guild is open to adventurers like yourself. No prior experience is required, for we teach all you need to know about the craft. Would you be interested? It pleases me greatly to hear you say so. As the first step, I would have you understand the purpose of our guild. The vast mineral resources of Thanalan have given rise to a grand goldsmithing tradition, which has been refined through the ages. Our techniques are renowned across the realm, our creations held in the highest regard. However, we have Eshtime's lapidaries, the premier source of Old Dawn jewelry, were not content to rest on our laurels. Seeking to advance our craft, we turned our eyes to the east, the only place in the known world whose goldsmithing was said to rival our own. We built the finest facilities to beckon their masters hither, and blended their foreign techniques with ours. Our guild quickly became the center of Eorzean goldsmithing. Aye, here you shall benefit from the refined wisdom of countless veteran craftsmen. You will learn to see the potential in your materials and shape them to your will. These are essential skills, for a goldsmith must hone his eyes to identify and appraise all manner of materials, and, when needs be, recognize imitations for what they are. It is even said that master goldsmiths can ascertain the authenticity of a man himself. You may one day come to possess such vision, but even the most magnificent jewel begins life as a rough-hewn stone. It must first be cut and polished before it can delight the eyes with its brilliance. If you would become a goldsmith, you must needs refine yourself as you would a gemstone. It will take much time and effort, and there is no guarantee of success. Should you be certain that this is the life you seek, speak with me once more. Before you can embark upon your journey to become a goldsmith, you must first seek an audience with our guildmaster. Are you ready to do so? Sure. You shall find Mistress Serendipity on the workshop floor, just down the steps. Show her your burning desire to learn, and you are certain to receive her permission to join. Stop right there, you little troublemaker. People are working here. Oh, pardon me. I had you mistaken for a mammoth. For a moment there I sigh. Let's start over, shall we? What brings you here today, adventurer? Do you perchance have aspirations to become a goldsmith? Yes. Really? That's great. Welcome, welcome. I'm Serendipity, but you can call me Sarah. Or is that too informal? Sorry, I'm still unaccustomed to this whole guildmaster business. Ah, right. What did you say your name was again? Adrian? No. Oh, right. Lian Lungtian. Well then, Lian, work hard, and one day your creations may line the shelves at Ishtame's Aesthetics. Trust in yourself and you can achieve anything. That was sufficiently inspiring, I trust. Good. Next our order of business. Here is your new chaser hammer. Well, I say new, but it's actually a bit weathered. But never you mind that. Just show me that you know how to hold it so we can get started. Okay, we're going to equip that. I definitely need to go throw away some old gear stuff soon. Alright, we're going to make a new gear set and assign this to our hotbar. We're going to put it right there. Alright. Serendipity would like to officially begin your training as a goldsmith. Great, let's get started. Though to be honest, I'd swear you've done this before by the way you wear that hammer on your hip. Mind you, even if you do have some experience, a responsible guildmaster must ensure that her charges have a firm grasp of the fundamentals. Therefore, I command you to craft me a copper ingot. It is simple, really. All you need is copper ore and a wind shard. Our guild supplier, Eiston, can supply you with copper ore, and I give you a few wind shards along with your hammer. At least, I think I did. If it turns out you don't have any, you'll need to get some yourself. Isn't this exciting, Lian? Your first real challenge as a member of the Goldsmith Guild. Show me the ingot when you're done. Good luck. And we already have some copper ingots, so we're just going to go straight into the crafting lot. Copper ore. Sorry. Oh, it uses 3. That's a lot. Alright, and then basic synthesis. And that's it. We leveled up to 3 just like the others did. Oh, did you forget what materials you need? Eiston over there can sell you copper ore, but I'm afraid he doesn't stock wind shards. Don't think too hard, Lian. Just give it a try and see what happens. Okay, there's a copper ingot. And there's a little mammoth. I think this is quite... I'm not going to read that. Sorry. Utter garbage. The worst. Not even fit for making a chamber pot. Ow. Dude. Quiet, Gigi. I'm the guildmaster. I get to decide what's fit for chamber pot. Please excuse me. He gets a bit overzealous at times. Gigi is my assistant, but he has a habit of butting in with his opinions. Most mammoths are rather simple, capable of no more than rudimentary speech, but they can be relied upon for menial tasks but little else. Gigi, on the other hand, is quite intelligent, and quite stubborn, I might add. I suspect that's due to his age. He's been with the guild for an eternity, ever attending each guildmaster, but recently he's been coming and going as he pleases. Kneel before Gigi, the one true guildmaster. Respect my authority, ignorant mortal, or suffer my wrath. It's like this every day, Leanne. I'm afraid the experience he's accumulated over a century of assisting guildmasters has made him arrogant. It's quite intimidating, really. I may be the guildmaster, but he's like a walking, talking archive of all knowledge to do with our craft. Oh, I completely forgot about your ingot. Sorry. As I was about to say, this is very, very good for a beginner. It's reasonably pure and well-formed. I dare say you've got a knack for this, Leanne. What you need now is practice. So keep practicing with your hammer, and come back here when you've gotten more comfortable using it. Bugger off, Greenhorn! Alright, complete. We got a third chess piece. Same thing. Alrighty. And then... Okay, that was the goldsmith and the miners. I think that was all of the ones we were going to grab here. The last one was going to be the Botanist Guild in Gridania. Okay, so we're going to go... Where did they want me to... Gate of Nald? Or the Gate of Sultana to mine some copper ore. And let's switch to our miner. Oh, G is still with us. I need to also get a bunch of Gissel greens. I currently have 0. Okay, so this is a mineral deposit. And luckily it's showing us the low-level stuff. Usually they're just not there. Alright, okay, now we got auto prospect, so I don't have to put prospect up every time anymore. But you just click on it to gather it. We'll just get a few. We don't have to be here super long, since we've already got enough anyway. I mostly just wanted to get here to gather it for the first time. Oh, we missed. And we missed again. There we go. Let's see. Something that you do end up using a lot of when you're crafting are these shards. You do get them from killing enemies. They drop from basically everything that you fight. So most of the time you're going to have enough unless you're crafting like constantly. Okay, there. Now we're level 3. We'll hit this last one right here. But yeah, if you're crafting constantly, you're going to eat through them really quickly. So it's definitely a good thing to kind of remember to gather every now and then. You could also buy them off of the market board once you've got enough gil saved up. Because people usually sell them in like enormous stacks, like 999 of them or something like that. And so it adds up because they sell it, you know, the price of each individual one. So times 999 is expensive. Alright, then we need to go to Miner Guild to turn that in. And then we'll go get the botanist quest. And I think that will be all for this episode. And I'll do Gold Saucer on the next one. I didn't really want to branch off to too many separate things in one video. Alright. It's 10 chunks of copper ore I want. The metal is common enough in Thanalan. You shouldn't have trouble finding suitable deposits just outside the Gate of Sultana and the Gate of Nuld. Let's see here. 10 chunks, just as I ordered. Well done, Lien. Tell me, is being a miner aught like you imagined? Harder than expected, is it? Heh. Well, all new recruits say as much. It takes a combination of knowledge, experience, and instinct to know where to dig, yet it's ultimately back-breaking labor that yields you your prize. Make no mistake, Lien, mining is grueling work, and you'll be dog-tired most of your waking hours, but tell me, did you not feel invigorated each time your pickaxe struck home? Did you not experience a thrill of triumph when Earth finally yielded up your prize? That is what we miners live for. You may be ripe to collapse, your face caked in weak old dirt, but the promise of discovery drives you on, and the instant you find that which you have long sought, in that sparkling instant, you feel like a god among men. You've made a fine start, and I would see you maintain your efforts. Practice swinging your pickaxe till your arms have learned the motion, then return here. I'll have another little task for you. Alright. And we get our gathering chest piece. And this one's blue. Okay. And then we're gonna go up to the airship. And head on over to Gridania. There's a quest from the serpents that I want to pick up as well while we're over here in the next episode. So I think next episode the two things we'll do is the serpent quest and the gold saucer from Ul'dah. It's raining over here too. It was raining in Limsa and Gridania. Hello there, and welcome to the Botanist Guild. What brings you here today? Interested in becoming a botanist, are you? Then you've come to the right place. At our guild, you can study under some of the finest botanists in all the realm. An enticing proposition, is it not? So, what say you? Would you like to add your name to our roll? Yes. Excellent. Now you're doubtless eager to dive headlong into the nearest shrubbery, but first a brief explanation on the origins of the Botanist Guild. Our guild boasts a long history. Its roots can be traced back some 500 years to when our nation was still in its infancy. It was around that time that a precursor organization to our own was established to facilitate communion with the elementals. But I suspect you're already confused, not being forest-born. Let me put it in a way that your kind would understand. The Twelveswood doesn't belong to man, but almighty beings known as elementals. It is by their leave that we Gridanians dwell here in the forest, and it is by their leave that we receive its bounty. Ever since mankind settled in the Twelveswood, it has been necessary for us to obtain the elementals' permission prior to taking aught from their domain. Historically, this was a rather involved process in that only a precious few could actually commune with them, specifically those conjurers blessed with the ability to hear the elementals, aptly known as hearers. In order to relay the elemental's will to the botanists in a more timely manner, a new organization was formed with a hearer at its mouth and ears. The organization would eventually evolve to become the Botanist Guild. To this day, the guild employs the services of a hearer who offers guidance to our members, yet it is no longer our organization's sole concern. We also seek to promulgate correct harvesting practices, that is, practices which honor the will of the elementals. And that, my friend, is the story of how our guild came to be. I trust you have a newfound appreciation for the work we do. Now, with all this talk of elementals and communing, mayhap you're wondering whether you're fit to join us. Well, you may cast such doubts aside. You don't need to have been raised as a good little forest-born girl to be a botanist, nor do you need to know the secret forest-born salute. I jest. You just need a healthy respect for nature and the will to learn. If you honestly believe you possess those things, it would be my pleasure to recommend you to our guildmaster. Please wait a moment while I see to the formalities. Speak to me again when you're ready to begin the enrollment procedures. Ready to enroll in the Botanist Guild, I take it? Music to my ears. It will be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Fufucha. Our guildmaster's knowledge of nature is second to none. One need only witness her uncanny knack for spotting the finest timber to see that hers is a truly God's-given talent. It is for this reason that she holds the title of First Botanist. Oh, but you need not be overawed, for she is the kindliest of souls. You will find the guildmaster just outside this building. Seek her out and impress upon her your desire to become a botanist. I'm Fufucha, master of this guild. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I take it Lancelot has given you an overview of botany already. Well then, I suppose I had better continue where he left off. All Gridanians may rightly claim to share a close relationship with nature, but none is so intimate as that of the botanist. It is our calling to nurture the natural environment to the mutual benefit of man and wood. But even as nature holds us in her loving embrace, providing for our every need, she is at heart an unsentimental creature. One that will take life just as readily as she gives it. Being a botanist means coming face to face with this uncomfortable truth on a regular basis. Knowing this, do you still wish to walk our path? Yes. The look in your eye bespeaks the passion in your heart. Very well, I bid you welcome to the Botanist Guild. To help you on your way, I present you with this hatchet. Take it up and then present yourself to me again. I would assign you your first task as a botanist of the guild. Oh, whoops. Interesting. Alright, we're going to put on that weathered hatchet. And we've got a gathering thing already. So we're going to make a new gear set for botanist and assign it to our hotbar. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to put it right there. Let's see, we got missing armor. I accidentally covered it up with the botanist one. Alright. Fufucha wishes to assign you your first task as a botanist. I see you have your hatchet on you. Very good. A botanist's hatchet is his livelihood. Never forget this. If you fail to keep its blade clean and keen, your efforts will yield you naught but sweat and splinters. But let us see about your first task. Ah, yes. To help you grasp the basics of botany, I would like you to gather 10 pots worth of latex. The forest yields to us many and more resources. It is the botanist's job to know what can be found and where. If it is latex you require, you would do well to search just outside the Blue Badger Gate or the Yellow Serpent Gate. Seek out the mature trees that stand in those areas and then put your hatchet to use. I wish you well. Botanists can use hatchets and other cutting tools to gather materials. Trees that are primed for logging are known as mature trees. To locate mature trees, make your way out to the city and then use the botanist action known as triangulate. Alright, we're going to go to this etherite over here and use it to go to the gate. I said either Blue Badger or Yellow Serpent Gate, which is both gates that we have access to. We'll do the Yellow Serpent Gate. Triangulate. Oh, we missed. There's level 2. Alright, so we got all 10 of those. I'm just going to quickly gather one of the other items that are here, because gathering things for the first time gives you quite a bit of experience. Earth shard. And get a couple more of those. There we go. Alright. We're gonna go right back into this gate. The closest one is over there. We're gonna teleport over to the Botanist Guild and turn that quest in, and that'll be it for this episode. I'm gonna try to level everything as even as possible. So that way whenever I do the level 5 quests or whatever, I can just do all of them in one episode, like this one. How goes the gathering effort? Lest you forget, latex can be had just outside the Blue Badger Gate and the Yellow Serpent Gate. Ah yes, precisely 10 pots of latex, just as I instructed. You have done well. Latex is easy to find and equally easy to harvest. As such, collecting the stuff is an ideal task for young botanists who are learning their way around the hatchet. Yet know that being able to swing said tool does not make you a botanist. You must also possess the knowledge to locate the resources you seek. That will be all from me for the present. I urge you to keep honing your senses and skills as a botanist, gather near and far, and learn from your experiences. I look forward to seeing you again when you have become better acquainted with our trade. Till then, I bid you happy gathering. Level 5. The one that she gave us is red. Oh well. I don't want to equip it and do something with it on, because then it'll bind to me and I won't be able to sell it on the market board if I want to do that. Which I'll probably end up just selling it to a NPC, because I'm pretty sure they're going to be cheap on the market board anyway. So we're going to head over to the Aetheryte Plaza, and that's where we're going to stop. Okay. So, what was this person's quest? Broadening Horizons. So yeah, there was that quest. I'm pretty sure that one just unlocks PvP, but we're going to do it anyway, and then that whatever that is, we'll pick that up. And then we'll do Gold Saucer in the next episode. So we're gonna end by standing next to T.O. here. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We didn't get a whole lot done in this one, but we definitely did get something necessary done. I think that having these crafters will definitely help out with the playing of the game much later on. It'll be a little tedious in the beginning, at least for me, because I'm not going to record all that I have to do, but it'll be a good thing, I think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it regardless, and thank you very much for joining. Have a great day, everybody.